Hello, happy Friday, the final day of our art and mindset challenge. So this challenge is really all about where creativity meets mindset, how important it is to have a positive mindset, how we can learn to grow together and change our state and to make things, including our art, even more enjoyable. It's really important that we embrace that, and also I'm definitely an advocate for doing anything that makes us feel better or makes us feel good, and how can we really incorporate that into our busy lives and make sure that it is a priority and it's not something that you just do if you've got a little window, or you think, well, I will do that once everything else is done, because it just never really happens. So I think it's really important to make sure that we do the things that fill us with joy, to dilute everything else that's going on, any challenges that we have in life. The more joy and the more fun that we can add to our life, the more diluted the difficult stuff is. And I think that's what it's all about, embracing an abundant mindset as opposed to focusing on the things that you find challenging, and really focusing on how we can make that better. Instead, we can fill ourselves with lots more joy. So focusing on the cup half full instead of half empty. If you are watching, please do say hello. It's always lovely to speak to you. It doesn't always show me on my phone, but I will try and answer in the comments later. And if you're watching on replay, then please do say hello again. So today we're going to be talking about cultivating a positive mindset. And what does that mean? And then we're going to be doing a really lovely guided meditation for you, igniting your inner artist, which is a really nice way to kind of end this challenge. It's been lovely going live every day. It's been a really good motivation for me to try and connect, and the more people that kind of post in the comments or watch these videos or like or love, then the more people it goes out to, which is always a good thing. So first of all, what can we do about cultivating a positive mindset? And the two biggest tips that I would give you is actually to practice gratitude. Now, I know I've said about that before, you hear it everywhere. What does it actually mean? Well, when we are in gratitude, when we are feeling thankful for things, it's very difficult to feel anxious. Give it a go, actually think of something that you're really grateful for, whether it's a cup of tea, whether it's your cat, whether it's a roof over your head, a warm home, a comfortable bed. It's very, very difficult to stay in anxiety and stress if we're really feeling gratitude. The body can't do both at the same time. They cancel each other out. So if we're feeling anxious and stressed, then we're not going to be feeling gratitude at all. So just stepping into that a little bit, and maybe how can we be more in gratitude than we are in stress and anxiety or overwhelm or fear or fight or flight, whatever it is that you're feeling, even if it's feeling a bit down and a bit stuck, then how can we cultivate gratitude? How can we inject that into our day that's really going to help us shift our mindset and move to more of a positive mindset during the day? So there are a few things that you can do. I've kind of tried them all, so seeing which one fits you the best. If you're not a morning person and you really struggle to kind of wake up in the morning, then doing a gratitude first thing might not be the best idea. Maybe you could have a journal on your bedside table or something that at the end of the day, you can write 3 things that you're thankful for. I quite like this one. It's a really nice way to end the day. I also like the morning one because it sets you up for the day, or maybe you can have a balance and do it somewhere in the day. But I think it's really important to have a little bit of a routine in this, because you can just forget to do it. And then you think, oh, I haven't done it today either and I'm too tired now. So have a routine or a time when you actually sit down and do this. You don't have to write it down, you could do it in your mind, but just taking a little bit of time to really appreciate and feel thankful for the small things that are good in your life. Because the more we can focus on that, the more the mind shifts into that positive intellectual side of the brain. We're not running from our primitive, our kind of childlike brain that apparently has the intellectual capacity of a 6-year-old. We wouldn't want a 6-year-old driving our cars, would we? So we don't want them to be steering our lives either. So the more we can get into the prefrontal cortex, the better things are, the easier we can make decisions, the more inspired we are, the more we feel positive. It's always a very positive, as opposed to the primitive side, which is always negative. It's always fear bias. So, you know, what's the worst that can happen? It will always try and keep you safe. So it will always come up with really scary stories about what's going to happen. So gratitude I found really, really helpful. And how can you fit that into your day so it doesn't feel like just another thing to do on your to-do list? How can it be a really something that you look forward to, and it leaves you feeling really nice and really good and filling your cup as well? The next thing is, and we talked about this at the beginning, it's about embracing your mistakes. So not going into something with the mindset that it's got to be perfect, that you feel frustrated when it's not working out. And I felt this today. Mindset is not a one and done. It's a muscle that you need to grow, and it's something that you really need to keep working on every day. So yesterday, for example, I was going to work on my badger painting, and I kind of took myself out of it. I just thought, I'm going to struggle with the next bit that I'm doing. I'm going to find it frustrating, and I got to the end of the day and I didn't paint at all. And then I feel quite annoyed with myself because I haven't painted. And then today I'm like, right, I'm definitely going to paint today. And then I can imagine that mindset might kick in again, which is why the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is so good. Before you can talk yourself out of something, you pick up the paintbrush, set yourself up and get going. Whether that's getting out of bed or whatever. So it's about how you feel at the end of the day. Do you feel frustrated because you didn't do that thing that you wanted to do, that you know is going to make you feel good if you do it? Can you talk yourself out of it easily? So, you know, what are the reasons that you're not doing it? I really tried to think about, what was it that stopped me from painting yesterday? And it was this fear of not being able to do a good job, you know, ruining something or feeling frustrated. And if I take away that mindset, if I kind of put that to one side and think, well, take the pressure off and just give it a go. And it's amazing how, if you go to something without that preconceived idea of what you think it should be, or whether it's going to be perfect, or whether you're going to do 3 hours in one go and you're going to get all of this section done, just take away those preconceived ideas, those expectations on yourself, that pressure. It just ruins it, and it actually stops you doing it. It blocks you from sitting down and painting, which is what you wanted to do in the first place. So embracing any mistakes, because I've often found that if I've made mistakes, I've learned the quickest. So you're kind of changing the perspective about mistakes, or happy accidents, as Bob Ross says. So mistakes usually are the quickest way to learn. I've really found that. So throwing yourself into something with no expectation, with no pressure, giving it a go, trying it out. And then if something goes wrong, you think, now I know what not to do next time, and how can I move that forward into my next piece? Because every piece is going to be a progression. So I think that's all I had to say on that. It's an opportunity for growth, embrace imperfections and learn from them instead of being discouraged. I think that's really important. So along those lines, how can we now ignite our inner artist? If we move from the conscious mind into the subconscious, which is what meditation and trance work, which is what I do with hypnotherapy, we call it trance, which is it's just a state of relaxation. It's not a magic wand. It's not that you go somewhere and I can start suggesting things, you know, dance like a chicken. That always comes up. Can you make me dance? No, I can't. Anything that's for your higher good, that's for your benefit, will go through into the subconscious. Everything else will be disregarded. So you might find that certain things land, and certain things you can feel them in your body, and other things you almost don't even hear. And if you listen to a meditation over and over again, you'll think, I've never heard that bit before, even though you know it's exactly the same meditation. So we're going to be doing that now. If you would like to get yourself comfortable, make sure that you're not going to be disturbed. So maybe if there's anyone else in the house, just tell them that you're going to be doing something quietly for 10 minutes. You don't want a knock on the door. And if my door knocks, I'm just going to ignore it. My husband won't be very happy about that because he likes to get his packages. So we're going to be doing a 10-minute meditation now. So we will begin by just finding yourself a comfortable position, wherever that is. You can sit, you can lie down, whatever feels comfortable for you. But just making sure that you're in a place where you can allow your body to relax and feel safe and calm and settle into a state of ease. So just taking a few deep breaths. Deep breaths can actually settle the nervous system, even if we do 6 deep breaths once a day. It just calms everything down, it stimulates the vagus nerve, and that's the rest and relaxation. So take a few deep breaths now, inhaling deeply through your nose and exhaling through your mouth in your own time. And as you breathe, just allowing yourself to let go of any tension or any stress. Maybe you can feel some stress in your forehead, or you might be clenching your jaw. So just being aware of that with no judgment, and just allowing those muscles to relax and let go as you prepare to embark on a journey of creative exploration. So if you haven't already, you can close your eyes now and just bring the attention back to your body, starting with your toes. Starting from the bottom, we can imagine a warm, soothing light gently spreading through each part of your body. And it's releasing any tension or tightness that it encounters. And feeling this relaxation flowing up through your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, up into your thighs, all the way up through your sit bones, your stomach, up into your chest, all the way down your arms, to the neck and shoulders. There might be some tension there. You might want to roll your shoulders back, just allow them to sink down and relax. All the way up to the crown of the head, making sure you're not clenching your teeth, relaxing your tongue. And allow yourself to sink deeper into a state of relaxation with each and every breath. So I want you to visualize now yourself surrounded by soft, radiant light. And this is representing the infinite wellspring of creativity within you. You feel the warmth and the energy of this light enveloping you and filling you with a sense of inspiration and possibility. As you bask in this creative energy, affirm to yourself, I am a vessel of boundless creativity. You can say that to yourself, you can say it out loud. I am a vessel of boundless creativity. My imagination knows no limits, and my artistry flows effortlessly from within. Just allowing those affirmations to fill your body. And now I want you to imagine yourself standing at the entrance of a lush, vibrant garden, teeming with colours, shapes and textures. With each step you take, feel the soft earth beneath your feet and the gentle breeze caressing your skin. As you explore this enchanted garden, notice the beauty and the wonder that surrounds you, igniting your senses and sparking your imagination. So just taking a moment to connect with the creative vision bubbling up within you, whether it's a vivid image, a fleeting emotion, or a whisper of inspiration. Allow it to take shape in your mind's eye. Embracing this vision with open arms, welcoming it into your heart. Sometimes I even like to bring my arms in front of me and pull it in, hold it close and place your hands over your heart. Feel it welcoming into your heart and your soul, feeling the joy and excitement of creative expression coursing through your veins now, filling you with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Just feeling that warmth. Imagine it coming into your heart and maybe radiating out through your body. Just allowing yourself to sit with that warmth and that light of creative expression. Just allowing your breathing to settle. Allowing yourself to feel that warmth. Now I want to slowly bring your awareness, nice and slowly, taking your time, there's no rush, back to the present moment. Maybe you want to start wiggling your fingers, your toes. Take a deep breath. In through your nose and out through the mouth. You might even want to stretch. Love that feeling when you're coming out of meditation, just stretching. And you can slowly open your eyes if you want to. You might not want to. And I just want you to think about carrying the sense of creative energy with you for the rest of the day and letting it last as long as it can, knowing that you can tap into this wellspring of creativity whenever you choose. So sometimes if you just sit, place your hands on your heart, can we fill ourselves with that light, with that warmth? And you can tap into that whenever you choose. So if you do have a spare half an hour, you might want to get out your paintbrushes or pencils and just allow your creativity to flow. Maybe you want to sit down in front of a piece that you've been finding a bit challenging to feel inspired to do. Why don't you sit down and give that a go now? And if you're not going to be creating in that way, how can you take this creativity and inspiration and purpose and fulfillment into the rest of your day, whatever you are doing? And enjoy that sense of warmness and light and carry that forward into whatever you are doing today. Let it fill you up. Nice deep breaths. Feeling more relaxed and inspired. No sense of panic or quickness. It can be slow and it can be lovely. I hope you enjoyed that meditation. If you've not meditated before, how did you find it? If you have done meditation and you do it regularly, I hope that was a nice little piece of... That was weird. It just said it was blocked. Maybe it had words in there that belong, I don't know, we'll find out. But if you want to work with me more closely on a one-to-one, if you want to explore what's going on with you personally, whether it's mindset, whether it's creative blocks, it could be anything, then I am offering a 2-hour masterclass tailored specifically for you and your situation and what you would like help with. I'm going to put the link in the description. And also, if you are interested in tutorials, then I have my Patreon. I've put that link as well. It's only £10 a month or $10 a month. And you get access to over 30 tutorials in all of the 4 different pencils: watercolour, coloured pencil, primarily coloured pencil, graphite and pastel pencils. And at the moment we're working on a graphite badger, which is lovely. So have a look at that. You need to join the Foxes if you want to gain access to my Patreon tutorials, and all the support there is greatly appreciated. It allows me to do this free content as well, and help as many people as I can. So I really hope you have a good Friday. It's half term next week. I hope you enjoy your weekend, even if you don't have young children. Yeah, and enjoy the rest of the day. Take that lovely meditation with you today, and I will be back with something else, but there's still going to be things in the group. But yeah, do have a look at those links, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Lots of love. Bye for now.